On January 15, 2009, pilot Chesley Sully Sullenberger crash-landed Airbus A320 carrying 150 passengers in the icy Hudson River. Experts say that Captain Sully used his intuition, his gut feeling, and saved all lives on board. In today's Booster Shot, I discuss where our intuitions, our gut feelings come from. About 2 minutes into the flight, the airplane flew into a flock of geese. Both engines were severely damaged, causing a complete loss of thrust. Repeated attempts to restart the engines were unsuccessful. Sully just had few seconds to make critical decisions, whether to turn back to the airport or to look for any other place to land. He quickly realized that the plane would not make it back to the airport in time, and the only option he has is a dramatic water landing in the Hudson River nearby. As soon as Sully realized what had happened, he went into action. He knew that clear communication with his co-pilot was critical to surviving this ordeal. He also knew, being the captain, he was responsible. Immediately after the plane's engines failed, he said to his co-pilot, "My aircraft." His co-pilot, Jeff Skiles, recognized Sully's authority and replied, "Your aircraft." After this simple exchange and understanding, he made a decision that was unorthodox and describes his ability to think outside the box. He flipped on the auxiliary power unit, a small turbine that supplies energy to critical systems in the event of engine failure. It is not the fact that he turned on the APU that is remarkable, but rather when he did it, right at the start of the event. And the reason for this is experience. Years prior, he had experienced a double-engine blowout while flying fighter jets in the Air Force. The jet lost electricity, and it was this experience of flying without electrical power that led him to flip on the APU far earlier than any other checklist would have told him to do. How did Sully's assessment of the situation and his own gut feelings led him to this heroic landing? As Sully put it, one way of looking at this might be that for 42 years, I've been making small regular deposits in this bank of experience, education and training. And on January 15th, the balance was sufficient so that I could make a very large withdrawal. When Sully said that he had been making regular deposits in the bank of experiences, he didn't mean that those deposits were singular or isolated, but rather, like compounding interest, those deposits multiplied by the number of connections he made between those experiences. In just 3 short minutes, Sully had shown capability, potential and experience, allowing his intuition to guide him toward that emergency landing. But it took him 42 years to develop that level of intuition. Intuition is not independent of any reasoning process. Intuition is a rapid-fire, unconscious associating process of our brains. The brain makes an observation of the physical real world, then scans its internal files and matches the observation with the existing memories, knowledge and experiences. Once the brain has made series of matches, we get a gut on what we have observed. Since the entire process is performed by the brain in the matter of seconds, it almost feels like sensing, like we sense a solution to a problem, or we sense a decision that we should take. It's a judgment with strong emotional certainty. No matter how certain we feel, it does not mean our intuitions are always right. Our intuitions are a function of years of collection, classification and storage of our thoughts. If we have been careful and mindful of what we think and how we classify information in our minds at each instance of thought, then the unconscious, intuitive, instinctive gut feeling that we get would often be correct. But if we have drifted in our minds, not looked for evidence, stored beliefs and convictions without evaluating the same, then it might not be a good idea to rely on our instincts. Intuition is not an outwardly magical power, but instead a human brain power, which can be improved by continuous focused thinking and storage of correct information in our memories. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next Booster Shot.